Hey. I want to thank you for listening to the Corner Convo, episode 88. We are here. It is going down. But at all times, I got to let you know where you are at.
A corner like thousands of others across the country. It's the place to go if you want to be seen, and to a lot of folks, it's the information center of the neighborhood.
Our job is to spark somebody else watching us. We might not be the ones, but let's not be selfish, and because we're not going to change the world, let's not talk about how we should change it.
Punk is in the bag, and the bag is the bass, and the bass never change. It's a groove. Soon as you hear that groove, I know I got you.
My name is AMON. Say what you want, just spell my name right. You heard?
I'm one of the baddest motherfuckers of all time. One of the best singers, one of the best looking motherfuckers you've ever seen. Hold my drink, bitch.
I think it boils down to speaking to a certain type of person or a certain group of people. There's a certain walk, there's a certain talk, there's a personality. This show isn't for everybody, but who is it for? It's for husbands, it's for brilliant men, it's for entertainers.
They got everything else in jail. The fuck are y'all talking about?
I ain't never been. I wouldn't.
Respect the host.
Me either.
And back, we have
from jail, bro.
McKinday. No. We don't have McKinday. He's in the wrong position right now. Actually,
What
you know
the
what?
fuck?
Yeah. Apologize, man. Apologize.
Y'all know what's going down all show today.
Shout out to AB in the building. What up?
I'm about to be on some real murder shit, eh? I'm telling you, man. Any nigga that ever looked at me wrong,
They review mirror.
owes me money,
Super Bowl squares.
or ever said any jealous bullshit about me is fucking dead.
Dead.
You understand what the fuck I'm saying? Hey, they're fucking dead, man.
Time you got to do certain shit.
Last but not least, man, he's been on a bit of a hiatus lately, but he's back. You know, so let me go ahead and bring this down for the King of Zamunda.
Right.
I'm an African genius. I'm an African genius.
Hey,
I'm an African genius. I'm an African genius.
hey, if you rocking, I'm rolling, man.
Okay.
And if you're listening, if you're watching, you're hearing a new voice. We might employ her to make something really happen here. We want to welcome Dana Anderson to the building.
Hi.
Yes.
I'm very happy to be here.
Oh wow! This is impressive, man. I want to thank you for opening up your lovely space. You didn't have to do that.
I don't.
You know,
You're really special.
I feel like that.
People in my house.
I definitely feel like that. You know, the energy is right. You know, hospitality is correct. Okay, you're looking at me so close right now. You want to say something?
What options do I have? what would you rather me do, sir?
I'm just saying. Okay, we're not going to show out.
How can I look to you? How can I look at you less
We're
close?
not going to show out in front of company.
Who got on church socks up here?
That would be.
Well, first of all, I didn't even have to take off my shoes. I came from my actual job.
Sunday's best.
I'm the only one that works and then does this show.
You didn't get the memo. Huh?
No, they don't go to work when they do the show. They just kick it all goddamn day. I save the future.
Oh my God.
I should have put that note
That's
in
okay.
yesterday.
They also really nice ass socks. Church my ass.
Oh, you was prepared.
It's called grown
That boy
man.
definitely going to the
Yeah.
mosque.
Pay his bills socks. What the fuck you talking about?
He should pay his bill socks.
That's his new thing. He just got a job. Really.
That was a flex.
Leave shit come out this man mouth.
It's going down. Yeah, clearly, I want to show out, so we're gonna do it.
You got on Mambas. What you talking about?
Yeah, no, these are fire. These never fall off your feet. You know what I mean?
What sock?
Why would that happen, bro?
Done.
So you've never worn a pair of shoes and your sock when it loses
when the sock just throw it in the garbage.
When I was
that's
6.
throw it away.
When I was 6 years old.
All right, well,
That was
guess
the
what?
last time
If
that
you
happened.
actually have two, like when you still like, that's a sign that you probably are down to one of that pair. Like you need to toss that.
Okay, the jokes are going. Okay, I see what we're doing today. So
That's tremendous, man.
Miss Anderson, okay?
Yes, sir.
Before we get into it and get into the whole show, because we got some dope shit to talk about, can you just tell the public who you are and what it is exactly that you do?
Am I supposed to look out here?
Please, that's the world.
This?
Yes, we are.
No, you can look
I'm just
at
so
him.
used to like
Just
being
don't
on
look at
camera
him
all
close.
the time, and I'm not going to look at you close. I won't make you uncomfortable. But I'm Dana Nicole Anderson. They call me DNA. I am a multi-hyphenate artist and a creative entrepreneur. I'm an actor, writer, producer, now a director. Keep adding hats and layers.
Check
You'll
them
never
boxes.
get to the
Check them boxes.
I check the boxes and I get Dutch.
There you go.
Because I also own an agency called The Concrete Runway.
You do.
Dope.
Yeah, we do media and talent relations.
I know that.
Wait. So that's like booking talent.
It's like for hood models.
Well-
Concrete runway, right? No.
Are y'all gonna tell her, or are y'all gonna let her tell the
I
world?
asked the question.
I mean, they asked.
Ask the question, right?
Well, he sounded really hopeful, actually. Like, I got talent. He had somebody for me.
Yeah,
I'm
he
not
does.
splitting my 10% with you, okay?
I do have a resume. Okay.
Uh-huh.
What he said is he gonna go lock 3 random niggas up so he can bring them. That's what he said.
I actually stopped booking talent like that. Let me tell you something. When
That's
you
how
book
Boy got famous.
influencers for like brand gigs and you don't know the game, like this is why like talent relations kind of fell into my lap and under this umbrella of my media relations. You get influencers that think that they are way more than they are.
Oh yeah.
And they
I can feel
got
those
some
kind of people.
hustle manager, and I call it a manager loosely because it's really just a handler who wants to get high with them. And they're chasing that, you put this together, who put this together? His riders say, and you're like, this is a $1,500 gig.
You got to relax.
You got to relax and make friends with the brand first,
Right.
and then see if you can get that $15,000.
Oh, boy. I'm
That's the
starting
kind of
hurting
stuff
already,
that
man.
shit, yeah,
I
I
don't
love
deal
it.
with no more.
Wait, just so I'm clear though, because I
So
don't
you're
know
not
if
taking
I'm-
resumes is what I'm hearing. Okay. All right.
So when you say you don't book them, you don't book them for the advertising client hires you, but you don't actually book the talent for them?
It depends. Like we do media relations strategy.
Okay.
Under the strategy may be a brand activation or an event for media, and you might need a host for the dinner party. You
Gotcha.
might need someone to show up at the Essence booth. And you want to get somebody that actually is flex, like natural for the brand.
Sure.
So brands don't know, like some white guy is like, let's do, the Essence Festival because that's where the black people are. Let's hire so-and-so.
Right,
And you're like,
right.
so-and-so's not going to pass a background check, buddy.
Damn, that's
you have an
hilarious.
ethics clause because I read your contract and you didn't. Oh, well,
Right.
so like a lot of times these executives just want to be spaces and places that they think are cool.
call.
And we help them like actually make that into a narrative and a story that can build and actually earn media.
I like that. Okay. Oh no, we're gonna talk. We're gonna continue to talk.
You got things
Right.
to talk about.
Yeah, we do.
I'm pretty smart. I'm pretty solid.
Oh,
I
my
pay my
God.
dues.
Feminine and ladylike.
Are you talking about you?
Oh,
Oh, no.
Oh, y'all
You
rolled
can't
up
do that to
today.
black men in my house.
Y'all rolled
Sorry.
up today strapped. Okay.
Shots.
All right, bet.
Man, if you don't get your goof
I was
ass.
trapped in a car with this motherfucker for 45 minutes.
Yeah, it was
in
the worst.
Snowstorm and 290, man. Like,
Oh, 290 alone. You don't even need a snowstorm.
exactly. I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Did anybody get shot when you were on
Oh,
290?
yeah, and I didn't.
That part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
part. So
That's
let's.
what happens when you don't know shortcuts, bro.
No.
Oh, it's the shortcuts I was
definitely
worried
got
about.
off. Yeah, I definitely got off. I was
Okay.
bobbing and weaving. Whoa.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. First of all, you're not gonna speed past that like you didn't just say what you just said.
All right, I apologize. I apologize, man. All right, let's start here, man. How was your week, Dana?
My week?
Yeah, how was your week?
Pretty intense. I had I'm a soccer mom, actually, too.
Dope.
Yeah. So my daughter had a soccer tournament down in Arizona. Got back on a red eye from that. Had to pretty much roll into
Red eye.
Yeah.
Y'all heard her.
Gangsta. That time I was so and then I had to roll into rehearsal for Trial in the Delta.
We're gonna get into that too.
Yeah. That's Tuesday. Yeah. What day is it?
Today is Thursday. It's
Thursday.
Right. This was supposed to be my day off.
Well, we
Got
appreciate
company
it.
now.
We here now for life.
Yesterday we had a shoot for Trial in the Delta, so we did like the on-camera coverage for that, and we're back at it tomorrow. Got to load in at DuSable.
The life of a boss. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
I like it.
Submitted a proposal to try to get more money so I can build my team.
That's a real thing.
It is.
It's hard. It's hard being in that position.
What the
It's hard being in that position.
Oh,
What's
is it
going on
pressure?
here? I just
Do you
don't
feel like that's...
understand
It's not pressure. I personally, I do well. I handle pressure well, right? So I'm a prime time performer, right?
Nice.
So when the lights go on, I perform. Everybody can't perform under the lights.
No, that's true.
Sometimes you're just not ready for the big moment.
I say you're not ready for prime time if you can't handle that.
Yeah.
Facts.
You can stay on like the Ion network.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not ready for NBC.
Yeah, you said Bounce TV.
You know.
Shots at the Ion network.
Well, I just know that my residual checks from them are cheaper than the other ones. So.
I would definitely imagine.
No, but I get that. Some people just they turn on.
Yeah, it's easy for me. It's always been that way. You know, I like to perform. It's what I do.
What all shows have you been on?
Shows? I've done Chicago Med.
You did.
I've done. It's now canceled. HBO Run.
I did.
I've done Utopia that I got cut out of it. That got canceled too.
That's the most depressing damn show.
It was weird, wasn't it?
It really is.
I have dark humor. I really, really can go like into the depths of like depravity and still find enjoyment.
Depravity.
But that show is just unbearably depressing. I just cannot.
It's bad. I don't do it.
I don't think I actually finished it. You don't watch TV at all?
Not that much. I've seen Med. I've seen nah, that's it. I've seen Med.
You can't get away from Dick Wolf shows. Like
because he's everywhere. Law and Order, all this.
The man
answer that question.
He has sound. Like this man is the inventor of sound.
Basically. Yeah, that's
Who's
it.
doing that?
It's
Nobody.
Yeah, that's facts.
Oh
That's
yeah,
it.
no, yeah.
Right?
The kid tried to get that joke off, didn't he? Boy, it didn't work. It fell flat.
Actually, I was actually having your back.
You weren't.
I
Don't believe it.
Anyway,
I don't believe your joke sucks.
anything special in your week?
Nah, man, just hitting work, you know, and coming to the crib. It amazes me how I'm at work 15 minutes early before anybody gets there to do absolutely nothing the entire night. Then I just go home. But I want to give a shout out to the Really family again, man. Our homegirl Tiffany lost her mom a couple days ago. Much love and strength to her, you know what I'm saying? I've known her since fucking 4th, 5th grade. That's it, man, you know. We just want to wish y'all some love and wish y'all well.
Damn, yeah.
And that's my week.
That for sure.
Sorry about the down information, y'all. Let's get back to it.
No, sending love out.
Absolutely. What's up with you, brother? Brother Ken Day?
I mean, you know, I always got shit going on.
Well, talk to me, Goldie.
First of all, lower your voice when you talk to me, man.
Oh, he came in with that bullshit voice on the day.
What is this? What is this sexy shit? What is this sexy ass shit?
Don't get your boy, man.
What is this baritone shit you have going on today? I don't understand. The fuck is going on right now, man?
It's called radio voice.
Okay,
Says the guy who came in my house with the professional voice.
Are you snitching? Are you snitching?
I'm on.
Exactly.
Damn. And I do the show. Okay. I didn't know this guy when he walked in your house. I didn't know him. I didn't know this guy.
It was a good week, man. We wrapped up our studying class on the criminal justice system, which we talked about bail. Bail is a very essential part of the criminal justice system that we do not talk about. I'm not going to go into all the random facts related to it, but when you think about it, there are probably 87% of the people that are locked up are
can't afford bail, and it's not a lie half the time.
Not 87% of the people that are locked up. 87% of the people that are behind bars, not like they've been convicted guilty, right? But they are actually being detained.
In the penal
are
system.
only there because they did not or could not pay bail.
Got it.
Right? So when you think that the number is that large, and then you talk about the fact that they only get the chance to actually get their trial to be found innocent whenever they tell you can have a trial.
Yep.
And if the prisons are overcrowded like Cook County, that could be months to a year, or in the case of Khalif Browder, 3 years.
Are y'all still talking about that in class?
At which point they then find you innocent, like, oh, totally wasn't you.
Right.
Our bad.
Your life is fun.
Have a good one.
Exactly.
But that's why some people are fighting, though, not to cut you off, but just to interject a little bit. Some people are fighting, and some people are fighting against this idea of getting rid of cash bonds, period. You know, and I understand that idea, but sometimes people do some shit that you need to be fucking locked up. Some people do some wild ass shit.
I agree. I should probably be locked up for spilling that red wine just now.
Was it on your pants?
It was his. It's mainly on my. But it was his chubby ass arm. Let me move to that.
I'm in the gym. I don't know.
Whoa! But
What said that?
yeah, no. At the end of the day, it really is. It's just interesting. And students, I think the other part of this is that kid. Oh, we're gonna talk about this a little bit later. But that 18-year-old kid that we're gonna get to later. There's a part where we talked about how his bail hearing went. That's also really important. And at the end of the day, I think what the kids are finding out is that, honestly, it doesn't even matter if you are guilty or innocent to the system. The system is built to work, and if you are entered into it, you're probably fucked.
You are in the matrix, yep.
Like, the game plan is stay out of the system entirely, because it's not built on proving who's guilty and innocent like it says on these shows, right? It's not what it's for, right? And when we talk about the play, same kind of content, right? A young man basically tried by the public for his guilt, right? Emmett Till, right? And the criminal justice system supported up until 10 years ago, even if it was that, they supported the fact that, nobody did anything wrong here. Right. So anyway, that's been the week. It's been real powerful to have that opportunity to connect with young people like that.
Kudos for teaching them, brother. Kudos for teaching.
For sure, man.
That's huge.
Yeah. And then went to Muskegon, which is a very, very, very tiny little town in Michigan that my mother's from. Visited my uncle, man. Laying in your grandmother's house, like as an adult, as a 40-year-old man, is very different than you remember it.
You still got plastic?
6,
right? Furniture?
I mean, the house definitely looks a lot alike. There's very little that has changed, that's for sure. So that was a very kind of deeply personal and, cool experience. Got to hang out with my Uncle David. Shout out David. Like all that. And then I'm hitting L.A. tomorrow to see bruh and sis and go check on Uncle number 2's crib. So
catching that red eye.
No, definitely catching an 11 a.m.
Okay.
Yep, right in the business hours, like business people do.
Do you want to put that on the business account?
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Let's go.
Make sure you handle some business when you're out there. Thanks. So anyway, right? So
yeah, I'm just gonna stay over here.
Number one podcast in Chicago. Everything that we start with is in Chicago, and then we branch out because I think all dope shit happens in Chicago. I got to give a huge shout out to the Hope Chicago. Is Hope Chicago? They just gave Morgan Park the entire building. The entire building. Everybody got a scholarship.
Yeah.
All the seniors, right?
No. Freshmen, sophomore, juniors and seniors.
Beautiful.
Now, along with that, their parents get a scholarship
too. Yeah, that's
to go to school. For me, I'm gonna tell you why. This is so important because we talk about closing the wealth gap. Mm-hmm. That is one way that you do it, right? Your kid, you don't have to worry about paying for your kid to get there. They get a stipend. I believe it was $750, and then the next year like $1,100. Yeah, and then if I'm a parent, I am a parent, but it's stupid shit. Right? But here's the fucked up part.
That's fucked up, bro.
No, here's the fucked up part because my children are grown. They're grown, so it's like
what? You still a parent?
Yeah, but not no more, right?
That boy said that.
Yeah,
if I was a parent,
right? I'm pissed. I'm pissed. Right. But I'm pissed because I missed that moment. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
you meant like if you were one of those parents.
Yeah, because. Right, it's great. Morgan Park, shout out, and there's 2 more schools that they're going to announce.
and
Juarez,
yeah. So that's
for those 2 that got it already. It's 2 more after.
2 more after.
Oh, yeah. 2 more after. So it'll be 5 total. That's cool too, man. And they said it was for, if I remember correctly, for city colleges, private colleges, and trade schools. I'm interested to see which ones take advantage of the trades because we had a conversation on this show before because that's a field. Those are fields and places where you can make money right away. Right away. And it's sorely lacking in our community. I believe in our community. You don't have the plumbers, electricians, and the people that work in your house, the lumberjacks or whatever. It's not lumberjack at all. Just the construction workers. Carpenters. There you go. Lumberjacks. Yeah. Fucking carpenters. She felt me. It's all good. Thank you.
Sweet. No, I was like, I didn't make a joke of that because I so believe in this conversation.
I wouldn't even have heard it.
I said it's not lumberjacks. I checked myself, but I'm glad she got it. That's why black men and black women need each other. Thank you, sister. Appreciate that. I appreciate that, goddamn it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, I want to see. Ain't dumb them goddamn socks you got on. Bring your offering money out, boy.
Your mind went exactly where mine went because I have a nephew that's like talking like he may not want to go to college. Right. And my sister's she's not pressuring him. She's trying to let him explore that. But I was saying that's important too. If you talk, he needs to work.
Facts.
You gotta start working now because a mindset around work, you need to know what you like to do. But I said he has to start working before I introduce him to my union friends because I'm a big believer in trades.
Facts.
Like you said, if you actually do the work, you're doing way better than a lot of your friends are like, who put this together? I'm managing so.
Right.
No, you've been stacking up change and pension credits for years.
You had $120 and
one of our highest watched episodes was Steve Sterling.
Yeah.
Steve Sterling.
Trade guru.
Trades.
You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I think it was super dope. So the funny part, I'm reading the article and
we're talking fast like me.
They said that how they got the kids, they called the kids to an assembly, And they had Mike P, DJ Mike P,
Shout out to Mike P.
And Trey White from WGCI.
Oh, yeah.
And they had them out there. So, they thought it was just going to be like a regular kind of like, radio assembly, right? And so when I saw that, I text Mike, and he texted me back.
Flex.
I want to read it. Quote. No, I actually really wanted to know what he felt. Because, again, I'm a teacher, right? I've been in those assemblies. And he says...
You gotta grow up, dog.
I was like, yo, man, can I get a quote for like what it was like? He was like, yeah, man, here it is. He said the seniors' faces when they realized they were going to college for free and that their parents could also join that journey of higher learning. He was like, it was amazing, like all caps.
Good, man.
He's like, man, hope Chicago is going to change so many lives over the next couple of years, but sending students to college, by sending students to college for free. So I just thought that was dope because I'm saying like, you had to be in that room thinking like, the level of energy. I mean, think about this real talk, right? We as a teacher, we tell kids the goal is to get you to college. But as we talked about at times, college can be a setup for some cats. Like, you take all them loans out.
Yep.
You're not really prepared. These high schools is inflating these
Down
grades.
for life.
Everybody telling you really smart. You really not. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's kind of what happened to me.
There's a lot of kind of, and you start taking out credit cards. You start
that part.
Yeah. Just would have been funnier if Abasi said it.
Gotta beat you to the punchline, buddy.
But I'm just saying. So we talk about the fact that it can also have the reverse effect, right? So in that space, if you are a parent who's really not sure if you really want to kind of go this investment, you ain't gonna tell your kid no.
Right.
If your kid shows that they want to go to college, you ain't gonna say no, right? You're gonna go find a way to make it work. And if you do that and they don't succeed, if you're in that space and you in this gym and somebody says you going to college for free, and not only are you going to college for free, but yo, moms, you did a great job.
It's less pressure too.
You want to go to college? We gonna throw you a scholarship too.
Yeah, less
and
pressure.
we talked in the car. That is the way to bridge the gap. The biggest issue you have in education right now in areas where you have low performance is that the parent involvement is low. There's a school 2 blocks away from ours. I ain't gonna say the name. There's a school, but 30 minutes before the bell rings, the cars that are coming to pick up the parents, they line up. The line is 4.5 blocks long. No cap, no exaggeration. 4.5 blocks, which means no student that goes to that school takes the train, takes the bus, walks.
It's safer that way.
Every last person. Half of the people in the line ain't even their parents, right? When you go to a school and there are 2 cars outside, right? That's because those parents have to work. A lot of times, that's because those parents have very different, you know what I'm saying, lifestyle. So to bridge the gap, when we talk about education, it is exactly that, is to make sure that the parent who also needs that opportunity for education or just advancement, not that they're unintelligent, but yo, if I can get a bachelor's degree that I didn't earn last, some years back or whatever the case may be, or get a bachelor's degree in a new field, right? Then
do it with my child. Like it has more value. Yeah, I love that.
I think it's phenomenal, man. That's some of the most brilliant news I've seen in forever.
Good job, Hope.
Bossy, we're gonna go out west, man. How you feel about SOULE coming out west?
That's actually tremendous, man.
Soul Food Restaurant.
Yeah, Soul number 2 is what it's going to be.
Like the circus is coming to the west side. Do they know what's happening?
Soul Circus.
Like
spelled completely
the
different,
Asian
man.
on the moving stage. No.
This sister has she made a mark in a space where in a community where you didn't really think that we belonged. She's a sister in the Ukraine village area, and she opened Soul Restaurant number 1. Yeah. Now, let me tell you something. What's most impressive on that menu is them barbecue jerk wings. Them motherfuckers is fire. Off the chain. But more impressive than that is her mindset behind it. And I appreciate a woman saying this. She said, black women or young black girls are more likely to get a second chance at life if they fuck up than black men. So what she does, she employs black men in her kitchen. To cook, teach them a trade.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
that's some hard ass work. That
hopefully, it's not easy. Hopefully, give them a new outlook on life. You know what I'm saying? To do something different. So bringing number 2 to the arts community, man, it's gonna get flooded because we do love. Look here, we do love good food as a people. I can't speak for every other race. I've seen and tasted some terrible ass food, but most of our establishments, bro, you have to be really, really bad to where you can't find shit on the menu at a black establishment that you don't like. You know what I'm saying? But I'm super proud and happy for her, man. And seeing her do this, it seems like it's bringing a genuine joy to her heart to do this.
Food is joy,
ain't it?
It is. Yeah. It is. Ain't it? Food and sleep. True 40-year-old shit.
Damn. Okay, you 40, huh? 40?
Take this garbage, bro.
All right, no, this is
garbage.
They can't get that shine. We're working on something right now.
Coconut.
1800 period.
Boy, almost Tossed the whole bag out the window.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to relax out here, man. Have you been to SOULE?
No, we have some friends that are friends with her, and they have carried on about it for so long.
What you waiting on?
I know, right?
Where's
We're wrong
the
for
first
that.
location? I don't know where the
1911 West
Like
Chicago Ave.
Chicago Avenue and
and
Damon.
Damon.
Oh, you said West. Got it. I know why I haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard nothing but good things, though.
It's good. It's good.
I want to kind of talk to you, Dana, real quick. This play, what made you? Well, how did you get into it?
What's the name
where,
of the play?
Where to start? Where to start? Let's start there.
The play is called, it's an immersive theater experience. It is called The Trial in the Delta, The Murder of Emmett Till. The
Chicago
play is put on by Collaboration. It's a social justice theater company here in Chicago. But it's done in partnership with the DuSable Museum and low-key a network here. I don't know if I'm still allowed to... I don't know if I can talk about it.
We don't have like licensing agreements.
So yeah, there's another network involved who actually is responsible for putting the...
No, I mean, you can't say who it is.
No, it's a PR thing. It's a,
my
it's
bad.
like not approved messaging yet.
Sorry.
Okay, cool.
I respect the boundaries of agency
not
world.
exclusivity.
Don't let Kende send you off out here.
No, I thought she was saying she couldn't say it because she was on our show.
Oh, no.
That's
Talk
what
your
I
shit.
No, I would just blast brands on your show.
We're
But no, this newscaster here has a real passion for that story and got hold of the original transcripts. I guess it's like a 354-page manuscript.
How many redactions?
I was about to say the same
Well, no,
thing.
they never filed it. That's the issue. Part of the problem with his trial is that they never filed those transcripts. So,
On purpose, probably, too.
Yeah, on purpose.
Absolutely.
Because if some of that testimony was made clear to the news, anyone, like,
I'm
they
ready
would
to turn
know
up
it
now.
wasn't fair.
Let's turn the fuck up now in Chicago. Fuck it. Why not?
This boy want to riot about it.
Oh, I mean,
No, it's real.
It's
that
pretty
shit.
gross.
It's tragic,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, that I know.
Yeah, that behavior still hasn't left
At all.
the country, man.
that's
It
the whole
hasn't.
point. The way that this trial went is so much like the way Ahmaud Arbery's trial went, like the killers. Like that
yeah,
whole thing
see?
it's a paid sham. Like it literally is just a sham, and it's her strength in going through that and just being the catalyst for
The mom?
Yeah, made me till like. But that is now that I still have so much more research to do and so much discovery to make. But the more I learn about her bravery and just being a black mom and what it meant for her to actually, one, have to identify a body in such a mangled and horrifying way, and to be up against so much hate. I mean, death threats, having to be hidden, being supported by NAACP, but being crapped on by some of the politics of organizations like that. I mean, it's a lot.
Oh, she preaching.
So I am very honored to be a part of it. Collaboration is my artistic home. I'm a company member there, but I'm not a director. I shouldn't say I'm not a director. I've never formally directed, so this is my first directing experience.
First foray.
Let's get it, goddammit.
My new hat I wear. And
Now, can you
loving it.
tell? Because I actually don't know. But what is the actual job of the actual director?
I actually don't know.
Yeah, you know,
I like it was a shock to
No, it is.
somebody.
It is, right?
I know you're going to be shocked to hear this. Because I actually don't know.
You gonna laugh that hard?
It was
Damn.
actually funny. It was funny.
All right,
Pretty
so
funny.
there you have your producers, you have your
Bombers.
writers, you have your executive producers, you have your directors, you have your key grips, things of that nature, right? All things on
look at that
a
boy, write
set,
that shit down.
right? No, because I've done film, all right. But what I'm saying is, what is the actual
We're
director's
talking about a
job?
dope film, fam. Stay. Screenplays. Okay.
Well, whether it's stage or film, I mean, the director's job, a big part of our job is being part of casting, because you cannot
I got a
direct
resume.
what you can't connect with,
Right.
right? Or doesn't play its part. So the casting process was very interesting. There were several actors who had never even heard of Emmett Till.
Are you serious? Wow.
And sadly, I can believe that.
I mean, it makes sense.
I can believe
My
that.
students know who Emmett Till is.
Yeah. They don't know the depth
Look
of
at
the
their teacher,
story
though.
sometimes, but
Right.
But they know the name.
They know the
No,
name.
I
of it.
didn't tell them. No, I'm serious. My students were like, how come we haven't talked about Emmett Till?
Ooh, and they
Good.
brought it to you, right?
Yeah, right.
Good.
I mean, look at the context.
Yeah.
And then as far as like guiding through the process, we're there to, push actors, pull them in. For stage, since we're doing two mediums, like on camera's small.
Right.
Like you can't
Right.
be all extra and moving your head all wild. It's like on camera is for the close up, right? It's a breath.
I'm mad you did your hair like that, though.
That was one of my first lessons when I was starting out. Like they were like, "Stop moving your head. You're not talking to your friend. You're playing for this." And then when it comes to like stage, like for theater, you're doing a lot of blocking. They call it blocking, where it's like I'm a dancer, like choreography.
You can't footwork.
No,
That was
You ain't no real dancer.
I'm
You ain't a real
honestly not
dancer.
that
You ain't a real dancer.
Is she not actually talking about dancing?
No, she said she's a dancer. I was just,
No,
yeah.
everything's a dance.
Okay, I feel that.
Life is a
You almost
dance.
made me just fall forward by being like, everything's a dance. And then, so, pulling them through the character, answering their questions, guiding them through their curiosity.
Got it.
I've learned as an actor, there are a lot of ignorant and rude and pushy directors. So, like, my goal as as a director is to not make actors feel that way, to make them feel like collaborators in the process. Like, I'm finding something in you, and you're just listening to me. We're doing this together, instead of saying, Mamie, I don't like the way you looked when you do something different. So you're more sad when you talk about Emmett. It's
the
like
dramatic director who really wants to be the actor. Is that what you're
But
talking about?
sometimes you might need that. Sometimes we had a small conversation before they got here about a certain human being that lives with you or you're raising, and you said you hate to have to,
Or
stop-
you're racing.
or you're
Either
raising,
they
you know
live
what
with
I'm
you or you're
saying?
raising.
You had to do,
My broke
you
best
remember what I'm
friend.
saying, right?
Both.
So you might sometimes have to do the actors that way. You're not above doing it, are you? To get the shit right.
I wouldn't have cast that actor. Especially on some work like this, I can speak real freely on here, right?
Absolutely.
When there were white actors auditioning and
Shay Whitey. We call him Shay Whitey.
Shea Whitey? You stole that from me. I had a rock song called Shea
Negative.
Whitey. Kid you not. I
We're
did my
con-
Axl
we're
Rose
connected.
voice. I love
We
this.
need
Look
to be
at
some
this.
freestyles.
He must be Aries or something. But listen, this is another thing that tripped me out. Besides not doing your
half
research and
cabbage
knowing
patch.
about Emmett Till, you're going in a room. Claire Simon called you in. She's like the boss, right?
Right.
Why would you show up and change the script? You were supposed to ask your agent, "Hey, am I actually supposed to say nigger?"
Or can I?
Wait, he said it on his own?
And it wasn't
Oh, they
in
would
the
change
script?
It's in the script. Like I went and picked up that little nigga boy.
I
It was down the
told
store.
y'all. I've told them
That's a
time
different
and
point, though. I
time
think-
again.
Yeah, he
Hold
said
on.
that.
Oh, you are saying that. Okay, cool.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and we have a short runway on this project. Like, I don't have time to get white actors comfortable saying the N-word in front of me.
Oh, she said something different, though.
Yeah, they changed it to.
They don't want to say the N-word.
They don't want to say.
Oh, they
so
don't wanna
say,
say
like,
the
N-word.
black boy or that.
Oh, okay,
there was
okay,
a black man
You
that
ever say,
came in the
jigaboo?
store.
Right.
They don't say jigaboo.
Well, if they
Do
changed it
say
to something
darky?
crazy, I would have been like, delete. That tape's not going anywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right, we're gonna dive back into that in a minute because it's crazy to me that young folks, the new generation, what Generation X is it or Z?
No, they're
So bad at
iGen.
iGen,
iGen,
right?
yeah, the
That you're not into
internet
it,
giant.
too,
Internet.
like, that's crazy.
Internet.
Right.
INNET. Internet.
That's what the I stands for.
Internet.
I gotta talk about my boy, man, from Chicago, Juwan Howard.
Okay.
Let's get into Juwan Howard really quick.
I was in Michigan when that happened. I felt proud.
Oh, yeah,
Why
you
you
were
ain't?
skiing.
Why the fuck you ain't help him then?
Well, I wasn't at Michigan.
Wow, Kende.
And the game was in Wisconsin, where Mike Finley, shout out to Proviso East one time.
One time,
Jersey
one
gets
time,
retired.
Chicago.
You don't come
Yeah.
out. Much love to brother.
I love how he said, "Don't touch me. Get your hands off me."
Right.
Right. Do I think he led his team astray? No, because at the end of the day, I want my coach to go to bat for me.
Those are father and sons, basically.
Exactly.
Coaching kids.
Right. He didn't do shit wrong, and the videos.
Well, he did.
No.
He had the wrong person.
He did something wrong.
Well, the head
Starters.
coach or the assistant coach, whatever, he grabbed him like he was one of his
The head
children.
coach grabbed him.
Yeah, like,
Right.
bro, get your fucking
Greg
hands
Gard.
off me, bro.
Right.
Get your fucking hands. And he told him, get your fucking hands off me.
You know what's interesting? That coach, Wisconsin's head coach, got Coach of the Year the very next day.
No, he didn't.
You're lying.
You're
Hey,
lying.
Wisconsin is killing, though.
Wow.
They are killing. Johnny Davis is a monster.
No, I feel you. I what's funny is I'm watching that game. So my uncle went to Michigan, right? He's he won some state. I think he was in cross country in track. That was his back in the 70s.
Not
right?
basketball.
So he's the one that
Facts.
They're just
My
crazy.
dad wasn't really a big athlete guy. My mom definitely ain't big into sports and stuff like that. My uncle David and my
So you
aunt
got that
Shan-
from the uncles?
My uncle was like the one, right? Like especially when it came to Michigan,
Okay.
right? Because my aunt went to Michigan State.
Right.
So it was always
That's a
Easter,
rivalry.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was always smoke. My mom went to Michigan
said it was
State.
always smoke.
It was always smoke.
Had to be.
But I was a big University of Michigan fan because of my uncle. So when Fab Five and Charles Woodson and all them dudes come through, I'm a huge fan. Right?
Rocket
Tom Brady
Ishmael.
even. I was
Yeah.
a fan of Tom Brady before he got to the NFL, right? Anyway, so we're watching the game. And I'm telling him, like, man, Mike Finn is about to get the induction to his, they're going to retire his number in Wisconsin. I was like, I didn't go to high school with him, but he went to the same high school.
Right.
So he's like, oh, yeah. And we're, talking about that. We're watching the game. The game is lopsided. They're down 15-something points.
Right.
At the moment that the Wisconsin coach called the timeout, we're like, all right, it's 17 seconds left in this game. They down 15. Well, Michigan's probably not going to, they on the bubble for the tournament. We start flipping channels, right?
Right.
I think he wanted to watch bobsled or something.
Whoa.
Anyway, I mean, he's a sports dude. Any sport, he will watch. We watch NASCAR.
Anything
we watch
but
15
that.
sports in one day.
I'm not watching either one of them.
Bubba Watson almost won. He's black, by the way.
He is.
And they had a black preacher open it.
And Michael Jordan was there. And Brad
And
Daugherty.
Emmett Till had a car in the race.
Exactly.
Look at all this black
Brad Daugherty been in the game.
Y'all remember Brad Daugherty from the Cleveland Cavaliers?
He been in the game.
He been in the game.
He been in the game, bro.
So
he put Jordan on, actually.
So that's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, facts.
So anyway, end of the day, we're watching all these other sports, and so we had turned from the game, and then somewhere in the middle of something, I'm scrolling Instagram and I see the video.
You're like, how?
And I'm like, and he spent the rest of the day like, where'd you get it? I can't see it. I was like, well, you ain't got Instagram. He's like, no, what outlet did you get it on?
He was doing dial-up.
Don't worry about it, bro. Don't worry about it. Like, he's not even worth it. But anyway, I say all that to say, yes, at the end of the day, dude rolled up on him like Juwan owed him an explanation. Exactly. Like Juwan needed to stop what he was doing, and Juwan gave him the quick, polite, bruh.
Not right now.
Not right now.
I'm gonna remember that shit. Don't touch me.
Simple and plain. Yep. Like, look, we can talk about this later without saying nothing. Let me just go about my business, move on. And bro was like, I don't generally use the word Shea Whitey, but on true Shea Whitey action was like, no, you're gonna listen to me because I'm gonna stand in front of you.
And he grabbed the arm.
I'm going to take up space.
So
there you go.
The only thing I had problem with was the way that you could tell he didn't want to do it. You know how you could tell he didn't want to do it? Because he made a fist. By the time it got over there, he opened it up.
I disagree.
Because he actually was like trying to hold his hand. But you know how?
I disagree.
Because when he
That's
actually
funny, though.
look, he didn't smack him. He like
muff mush smack, bro.
I don't know what to call it. Actually,
It was
and then the third piece of evidence I had offered this is that by the time his hand got back here, he was doing this like, I
should just stole your ass.
I wanted to hit you in your chin, but my good conscience, as it traveled there, decided not to hit you in your mouth, right? And maybe it was because he realized it was the wrong way.
That talks to the arrogance of Shea Whitey.
No, here we go.
You don't
here.
think Shea Whitey was just pushing his buttons, though? They know
for
they
sure.
can make him hot.
For sure he was.
I'm going to take up space. Now I know what I'm doing.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing I've noticed in life, period, since I've been a grown man watching people adult how they adult, you know what I'm saying? The white man is the only gender and ethnicity on fucking earth. If they have power, they feel that you have to listen to them.
Oh.
And these coaches, these college, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. These college coaches, they are very powerful. They make so many millions of dollars. So many young men are funneled through them to either to make them better men or to use them to make money for the institution.
Big fact.
Just like that. So when I wasn't surprised Greg Gard impeded Juwan Howard's progress. You know, being in my field of work, if that happened on the street and a fight ensued, you know who would be in trouble? Greg Gard.
Because he initiated.
Greg Gard would. My only fault with Juwan was this right here, though. Fam, hit the right person.
Damn.
I feel
Hit the person that fucking grabs
you. If you're going to get suspended, yeah.
Hit the right person, you know what I'm saying?
I agree with that.
And Juwan actually knew that, hey, man, if this fist connect,
it's over with.
That's probably it. But Jordan's his guy. He's a Jordan guy. Michigan's a Jordan school. They would have given him some slack and some leeway. But, bro, you know, just next time, because this is the second incident, though. Next time,
it is.
Yes.
You know, just
that's my point.
Shove Buddy out the line. Just keep going.
Look. He had a moment where he broke, right?
His team.
But let's not forget.
It's the second incident, bro.
That's fine.
There's 2 moments where he broke.
That's fine, right? I'm a black head coach, right? Here's the problem. We quickly forget about Bobby Knight.
I bought him up. my
we
group.
Quickly forget about
John Chaney.
John Chaney.
John Chaney was a goon.
Yeah.
We forget about the other coaches who are calling their players the N-word in practice and literally smacking them in practice, right? Treating them like fucking cattle, right? At the end of the day, this man touched him. Get your fucking hands off me.
Yeah,
right.
That's it. That's how I see it.
Assaults in some places.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because if the roles were reversed, it would be something different.
Well, we got to know that we now in a different time, so we got to move differently.
Yeah,
that's
all. You know what I'm saying? So
the stakes are higher.
Right.
But I bet you it's a few white people go hold their hands closer next time. You know what?
Damn right.
Maybe,
The same day.
Maybe I don't put my hands on his chest.
You know
Maybe,
what's fucked up is the
I
same day in another handshake line, bro. A whole nother fight broke out.
Really?
Yeah.
Did y'all see the freshman?
Nobody talks about that though.
Did y'all see the freshman in the Michigan situation, number 14? I forgot his name.
From Michigan,
bro.
He got suspended.
The tall cat.
Yeah,
bro. He was throwing full speed haymakers. He was. I don't know what high school he went to, but he was not new to this situation, bro. He was throwing targeted shots in multiple directions in quick speed. And that was the best part of the year.
That's right.
Best part. I was like, yo, this man is in the wrong sport.
Real quick, I got to talk about equal pay. Now, maybe you can speak to this as far as men, women in specific industries.
Hollywood?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we know it's well documented.
Several venues, but
it's well documented.
It's specific.
But we had the U.S. soccer team. They reached a $24 million agreement, right, for equal pay.
Which is way too low, but go
ahead.
I
think that's dope.
Fighting for 10 years to get.
And the reason I like it is because I don't watch soccer, but the times I have is nothing super exciting about it, right? But I do feel like
they pour in the most money in the world for sports.
No, it's nothing super exciting about fucking soccer to me. It's not.
That's not exciting.
That's not exciting. No, not at all. But I do feel like it's one of the sports that men and women play.
Right.
And don't
disrespect to the soccer mom.
Soccer mom, just sitting right here.
The one that's not at the game though.
All right, guess what? It's still this is how I feel. I'm just saying. But the dope shit is like, this is one sport that I feel like men and women are very equal on that playing field. Right?
The game itself.
The game itself.
Being
right?
a man doesn't give you an advantage.
At all.
I disagree.
Well, talk to me. Talk to me, soccer mom.
I shouldn't say that because the game is the game. I mean, if you're looking at it, the aspects of the game, I mean, they're both playing 90 minutes. They're running their asses off. Women are at higher risk for knee injuries and hip injuries. Like, it's really hard to keep women in soccer beyond age like 14, 15. So they've done the work. Damn. They should get the pay. I mean, the fact that maybe the games aren't as expensive to attend. I don't really know the ins and outs, but I know that's part of like what I heard Megan, whatever her name is,
Rapinoe.
I heard her talking about something about that, about their salaries and like versus like the games. But that's up to them to put the money. You have to invest in. Yeah,
the league has to do a better job.
They did it with the WNBA, and they're getting closer and closer, and they're making it work. So they need to do that with soccer. Like you said, soccer is the world's sport. It's not football.
Exactly.
So if you're not going to invest in it, then you're not. You don't believe in it.
Yeah, within that same paradigm, like what we don't talk about is the idea that like, when you look at sports organizations just from a business model, not like from a sport or fan space. The European football leagues are the most valuable sports organizations on the planet.
Yep.
Like the Yankees, the Packers, the Patriots,
Cowboys.
None of them got shit
Cowboys
on
close.
Manchester United. None of them got shit on Spain. Like the type of
Premier
money,
League, forget it.
The type of money that Chevy is the Manchester United sponsor, the official sponsor on their jerseys.
Look who did their homework.
Well, I took this class. It's called the Business of Sports.
It is.
Oh, it's amazing, by the way. Taught at University of Pennsylvania, Horton Business School. It's a great class. But what I'm saying is that's what we don't talk. Here in America, we got this bubble. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, if it ain't American, well, it must be secondary, right? But no, bro. Like, even, we ain't gonna get too political, but this whole thing going on in Russia and Ukraine, this ain't no joke. That's the biggest
How the fuck
piece
you
of...
tie that in?
Because it's the biggest country on the planet. It's the biggest...
Fuck about that shit.
Not just country, but Africa's a continent. Russia is almost half of Africa, and it's a country.
Right? Can I smoke my vape? Because I don't want to hear this shit. There's no weed in here. It's just...
Boy, addict. Don't enable him.
That was a no.
Okay.
So
right. I was just wondering.
You didn't get the memo?
I didn't.
But I'm just saying...
The email went down.
The point I'm trying to make is that even the Russia-Ukraine conversation in the news is kind of being talked about like it's small potatoes. Versus because we're here in America, we should be fine, right?
No,
There's a huge lie being told there. But yeah, soccer also is the hardest sport athletically to play at the most competitive level. The field is twice the size of a football field, and it's constant running nonstop.
It is.
And the contact ain't no joke. You don't even have shoulder pads and helmets, and you still out there banging, into another person. Not only, also being kicked half the time, right? So soccer is definitely really serious
I just
sport.
like looking up stuff, you know what I'm saying?
And shout out to
really
women.
sexy.
Shout out to them.
Right.
You said it's sexy?
Yeah, they're really sexy.
Soccer players? I guess it's interesting. I don't really watch it.
Oh, I do.
What?
I took that somewhere else, but
Yeah,
back
It's a
to
large
the
TV
women.
block, yeah.
You can't wait to stay up and
know
watch
what,
sports.
though? I think
They
middle of
don't
the
have
night.
own equipment. Like football players, you can't see their face. You know what I'm saying?
They do
Like
get on Daisy
hockey
Dukes
players, you can't see their
soccer men wear
face.
Daisy Dukes.
Like, these guys are wearing
They do
shorts.
wear Daisy Dukes.
That was definitely Daisy
They
Dukes.
were Daisy Dukes. But my takeaway from this lawsuit that the women won, and rightfully so, is that this generation of soccer players fought the fight. They fought the fight and made it better for the generation coming.
Absolutely.
I do
That part.
appreciate that.
I do
And
appreciate
Manchester
that.
United is $4.2 billion. That's number 10 on the list. The Giants, the New York Giants, are $4.4 billion.
That's recent. I took the class about 5 years ago.
Okay.
It's cool. We okay.
I just want to get to the
The
Lakers.
NFL
I'm a
has
Lakers
changed
fan.
a lot.
I was waiting on you to say the Lakers. I
I was getting
figured
to
that's the
Lakers,
only
bro.
reason you went.
Lakers
Yeah.
are number 4.
Right. Wait, we gotta check that resource. What are we talking about? Just net worth and time? What are we talking about?
It's on smartnews.com.
No, he's on that random app that nobody has. What is it called?
Smartnews.com.
Newsweek, baby.
Newsbreak. It's not even called Newsweek. Newsweek is an actual news outlet.
That's Newsbreak.
Spammy
It's
thing.
Newsbreak.
Newsbreak is some kid in a basement.
Abasi, can you talk about the Minnesota judge who sentenced Kim Potter?
Man, look here. Much as I don't want to, we all should.
Because she said some bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, her defense for that was.
First of all, don't cry when you are engaging. When you're doing your job in the courtroom in the system, please don't fucking cry. That shows a bias, and you shouldn't be in the position that you're in making that decision, man. You know, she had the audacity to quote our guy. I don't know if y'all fuck with him, but I do. I love Barack Obama. Sorry. You know, she said, placing yourself in someone else's shoes is the beginning of sympathy and how you start peace. I'm missing a few words here or there, but she essentially said we should sympathize with Kim Potter, the murderer who killed Devontae Wright.
Yeah, she definitely tried to
You know
point
what
the
I'm saying?
spotlight.
And
yeah.
it was like, excuse me, bitch, is you fucking kidding me? You kidding me? But she started her whole rant saying, I know a young black man's lost his life, but that but had to be in all caps. Capital B, capital U, capital T. It had to be, bro. And the max she could have got is either 25 or 40 years. I think it's 25. The judge did everything she could to give her the least possible sentence of 2 years. That's 16 months behind bars and 8 months of supervision. This man has a young child where he won't be able to go home and ever be a father again. This motherfucking raggedy ass cop, this untrained cop, this supposed to be veteran, who pulled this man over for expired tag, and out her mouth said if she didn't have anybody with her, she wouldn't have pulled him over in the first place. She gets to go home and be a mom in 2 years.
Yeah, man.
I think it's disgusting. And like Kende and yourself always say, bro, we got to know our politicians. We got to know what the fuck we voting for, bro.
Who are these
Yes.
judges,
If Minnesota
man?
ain't in the upward now trying to pass out information on Regina Chu, I think her name is, pass out information on her to get this motherfucker out this seat next time. Bro, I don't know what's going on. Minnesota's not safe for black people, bro.
Let me
Think
ask
about
you.
it.
No,
Think about it, bro.
at all.
Every
Philando
month, there's something
Castile.
going on.
Let me just ask you
Castile,
this.
Devontae Wright, George Floyd, bro. It goes on and on.
Is it actually possible, as a cop here in Chicago, CPD, Chicago's finest, is it possible to reach for your taser and not your gun and accidentally?
Yeah.
It is. When adrenaline's
Yeah.
pumping, bro, and you are in the heat of the moment, you have to make an instantaneous decision. You can reach for the wrong weapon.
If they're on the same side.
Nah,
right?
even if it's not on the same side, you can do that. But if you saw the video, she had that gun out for a long
True
time.
story. She would have known about it and it wasn't.
Tasers
a
are
taser.
mostly yellow.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's
Exactly.
not the right color.
Exactly.
Her gun, it's ain't no Nerf gun, motherfucker.
And they do feel different. Like,
I
at
was
the end
gonna
of
say,
the day,
they're
they
different,
feel.
like weights.
It is.
Damn.
No, that's
Yeah,
real, man.
it's different, man, you
and
know?
I think to your point, I think the sentencing thing, that's the biggest conversation. Again, we go back to this bail conversation. The situation with the mom who brought the 18-year-old. She saw him on TV, right? Y'all seen this in Chicago, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Where
yeah.
The kid, you didn't see this yet? Oh, man.
That's a mom
So
boy.
this kid, 18 years old, he's a college student at Loyola. On his lunch break, hops on a metro train.
At 147.
Right.
Okay.
And decides to hold up the conductor on the metro train.
That's funny as hell.
At
I'm sorry.
gunpoint.
That's funny to
At
me.
gunpoint, right? Takes him $400, right? Also, just for all you future criminals that might see this show, Metro has gone digital. They don't just walk around.
We don't carry money like that.
They used to.
Yeah.
They did though. I ain't gonna lie. The first couple times I took the metro, I was like, why they ain't robbing these dudes? They walk around.
Well, see, here's the thing,
full of money.
right? So every time you come into the station, you re-up. You drop your bag.
I feel you, but that's a long ride.
So it's like,
you
don't
done had,
book
it's, I
consignment?
can count how many people on
Don't
here.
book consignment or something?
Yeah.
And it's
Okay, that's a
$8
bad
a
system.
fare. Like, it was money. Anyway, point is, so all he got was $100. Okay. Of course, he leaves the station. They get his photo. Right now, he got his mask on. He got his coat on. I told my students, I said, 10 of y'all look like that could have been y'all, as far as I'm concerned.
You out of control for that.
No, I was just like, but the point I was trying to make is, you can't possibly tell who that is in real life, right? But his mama seen it, and his mama turned him in. Dragged him down.
His father, mom and dad live in the house together with him. His father's watching the news. He said, "Baby, who that look like?"
Because you know
your son's eyes, the way he walk. You know what I mean?
And possibly what he wore this morning.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I bought that.
Exactly.
Right home from school.
Exactly. Locked him up, man. I feel bad. I really don't want to say too much, but the gun was a BB gun.
Well, we don't know that.
No, I do know that.
How do you know that? He threw it away.
I'm trying to tell you I know that.
Because you did the investigation, you found it?
Because that's my man's, and we on an entirely different wavelength. And he gave me.
Okay. Enough of this bullshit.
Exactly.
Back to the original point. The original point.
It's my man's.
The original point is this. I'm not to say like against your man's. I'm just saying like you definitely don't know if it's
your man should have been strapped, bro.
But here's my point.
Actually, that's what the police report says. It was a BB gun.
My point is this: is that the attorney then goes to the hearing for this young man. Right at this point, his mom has already said it's him. I'm sure the reason they said it was a BB gun is because in the interview they said, "Where's the weapon?" He said, "I threw it away because it was a BB gun." So nobody knows if it was a BB gun or not because he threw it away. But I'm sure it probably was. That's fine. Point is, the judge. So his attorney tells the judge, a female judge. The attorney tells the judge. She says, "In the shit's amazing." He said this. He asked the judge. He said, "Judge, we request bail for the young man. Zion is his name. We request bail for Zion." And he says, we want you to think back to when you were in college and you were hungry.
What? I saw that part, yeah.
What?
Judge said I was.
So look, real talk. I asked my students, I was like, yo, why do you think the attorney did that play? And they was like, because it's a woman judge. I was like, well, why is that important? They were like, because they thought they could play on her heartstrings. She's empathetic. She might be a mom. So if he goes, Judge.
You have to do that, though. That's the best defense you have.
That was the worst defense. You know why?
What else you going to say?
You know what her response was? No, I was hungry. That don't make it a bad defense, though. It does.
It do
because
not,
her response was,
fuck out of here.
I was hungry in college and I didn't think to rob nobody. No bail. That's why it's a bad defense.
He should have had Kim Potter. He would have had no time.
Super simple.
Back to your point.
Super simple.
You know what I'm saying?
That young man is sitting in jail now.
They had enough to play.
For stealing $400. I'm not saying it was a lightweight crime. And
it was only 100. It was only 100.
Stop Kende making up his facts, bro. Let him go.
I applaud the parents for turning him in.
Right.
But the point I'm trying to make here is that she got 2 years. He gonna get 6 to 30 because that's felony armed threat. Whether it was a real gun or not, it's felony armed threat. The minimum is 6 years for that.
In Chicago, being robbed with a fake gun. He needed an actual real lawyer, man. I've been to court on these cases, bro. With fake weapons, a lot of times, implying you have a weapon is viewed the same as having a fake weapon. Okay, in Chicago, I can tell you this for a fact. And these cases go to court, and this time gets chopped down because there was no real danger ever present. But the fact that you physically made this person think, or literally made this person think that there was something involved that wasn't, the judge still takes into account.
Exactly, because the person being robbed, it must have been believable. If he had a little orange cap on it, do you think dude would have been like, oh yeah, please, let me just give you my money? No, right? It looked like a real gun, and nobody knows.
Did the man say if he saw the weapon or not? He probably put it in his back.
No, he said he turned around, man. He had the bang on me, right? And he gave him a little whatever he had in his pocket. You know what I mean? And
if you getting robbed, give that shit up.
And mind you, again, he ain't no punk, man. He a big boy. Right? It is what it is. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, that shit is trash. So in that same vein, let me ask you, as a mother, would you be willing to turn your child in that same situation?
Deal there.
In that same situation,
or in any situation, right? Knowing that
it don't have to be a robbery.
It don't have to be a robbery, right? Let's say they're wrong. Right now.
You're fighting my breath.
Trying to get her chakras aligned for this answer.
Are you aiding and abetting?
Right, so I pass some stones, man. We got some crystals over here. She might need access to.
What you think?
I really can't answer that honestly, because that is a choice made in the moment. That like I fight hard for my child. Like
I think we all
go absolutely nuts.
Right.
And it's typically me when I'm fighting, even when she's wrong, I'll tell them she's wrong, but I'm going after the system. I'm attacking the leadership.
I'm gonna discipline her.
Yeah,
not you.
and like that, the idea too of like what's broken. Your child could have special issues. I don't know the circumstances.
He was in college. Kid was at Loyola. It was a good college.
Yeah, but
he ain't no
that
dummy.
has nothing to do with his emotional well-being.
Apparently is.
I'm a big advocate for students with that.
That's a good point.
So we don't know where his, and that would be something that I don't.
His financial situation. Any of that.
Any of that. She tried it with the hunger.
Yeah.
I would say I'm 95% sure that I would not turn my child in.
I couldn't do. Would you?
I'm not turning my child in. But
what's the main reason why not? Let me hear that first.
If my child committed murder, I'm turning her motherfucking ass in.
There you go.
Right? I think it depends on the crime.
My child raped somebody.
There.
Sexual crimes, fam, you got to go.
You got to go.
You got to go.
And you got to get the fuck out. I'm going to give you a head start.
I love you. I love you, but guess what? You know what? You out of pocket.
Yeah.
You out of pocket, bro.
You got to learn.
You got to learn.
You cannot, that type of behavior is stuff you can't enable. This can be transformed.
Let me ask this.
I'm pointing at him. Right. Like, you like,
he can be saved, ladies and gentlemen. For 2 quarters a week, you can save this
the Sally Stone music playing in the background.
Jesus.
For just 25 cents a podcast.
You can buy him church socks.
Or some bombers.
the Sarah McLachlan music.
Right. I love Sarah McLachlan, by the way. Anyway, and her dogs.
What?
She's a huge dog person.
Yes.
Lilith Fair. I worked Lilith Fair several times. Anyway,
interesting.
Only white people are going to know what that is. And women, right?
Well, go ahead, Shane. Why are you?
But
what was you saying, dog?
No. What I'm saying is, so the thing that's interesting to me about this, right, is this moving goalpost on expectations. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have kids, so it's harder for me.
You got some out. They out here somewhere, bro.
My students know me. My students know me. Like they be trying to, kids are kids. They be trying to jab to see if they can get me to say something I'm not supposed to, right?
Oh,
and I almost always say exactly what they think I'm gonna say, just so that I can now what? What's next, right?
Right.
So they asked me, Mr. Adadapo, if it was one of us, would you have turned me in? And I was like, do I get to keep my job? Absolutely. You did it, right? Now, here's the problem. The moving goalpost I'm talking about is this. In this particular instance, let's even go with this a BB gun, which to me makes it worse if it is. But in this instance, he just so happened to rob somebody who also didn't have a gun, right?
It's premeditated.
And so in the space where I say to that same child, all right, look, that was dumb as hell, right? I'm not going to turn you in, but we really need you to know, right? Yep. That kid it's hard for me to believe that kid's going to really understand that. And so the next time that kid goes out and decides, this time I'm going to be smarter, but I'm going to do it again, and then that kid gets shot by a police officer.
There.
Now we want to start a motherfucking city riot. Now we want to turn over everything in the system because that cop shouldn't have shot this kid who shouldn't have been out there playing cops and robbers in the first goddamn place. So the problem I have with it is the idea that we want to say it's okay. Now, mental health aside, I hadn't really factored in that piece. There's got to be a clear line of understanding that, no, you fucked up. You made a very bad choice. And there are absolute, direct, immediate
especially because you're black, too.
But I'm also to the point where I'm not going to trust the system.
Facts.
To be the adjudicator on that discipline. So it's a very tough situation.
I got to turn you in, and I got to pay for your
Well, not only that, I know what I'm turning you into. I know what they're going to do. They're not going to rehabilitate you. You're not going to go to a chess program.
I'm going to sit here and enable that and not enable you. I'm going to choose who I'm going to enable.
It's a really, really tough call for black people.
Yeah.
I think it starts, and I don't know this young man's parents or anything, but if it was my child, it would have me questioning what the fuck did I miss, or recently, or what did I miss when I was watering the roots of this child growing up, man, to be part of a tree in this forest, that called society. You know what I'm saying? So I will be wondering that, but I think we all kind of agreed tacitly without saying it, as it is, but we wouldn't turn our child in. But then we start breaking it down to, hey, we wouldn't turn our child in for a certain crime. Stealing, oh, you stay home. Right. Fighting, mugging, you can go home,
Matter
bro.
of fact, if you still in the right shit, bring enough home, so I'm good.
You can do all that shit, bro. But crimes of sexual nature, bro, crimes that can end in taking somebody's life, bro, you got to fucking go, man. And then I think to Kende's point as well, with this child, know better next time, he may go out here and try to be smarter with it because criminals do evolve. Exactly. But now this child could think, because the two people you expect to have your fucking back on earth are your mother and your fucking father. He could be out here feeling loveless for an eternity now. And now that's going to make him a worse criminal. He may become more reckless and do it again and do it again. Because
or maybe he's walking his path.
What does that mean?
Kung Fu Jones ass Negro?
No. I get that.
What the fuck just happened?
I don't know either.
Maybe he's walking his path.
Walk thy samurai.
Right, what the hell are you talking about? Be like what?
But you know what? Be like what?
Maybe the kid is walking his path, brother.
But that goes back to the parent, though, bro.
Negro,
that's hilarious.
That was actually pretty funny, though,
We
bro.
can set the path, but
we can try. But yeah, man. So I just hope somehow, some way, man. I do. I'm a black apologist. If it's black, I'm gonna apologize for it. Hope it get better. Even though the situation may look bleak as hell. Hope this young man can get a second chance and just not do that goofball Jamal shit again.
Oh, it's so
man, I hope he don't get these 6 years. Because I'm telling you that. I asked my students, I was like, yo, I bet you he didn't ask the attorney, like, hey, man, so what you going to say to her? And then the attorney was like, you know what? I'm going to appeal to her feminine side. I'm going to ask her if she remembers what it was like to be a fucking judge.
I hope he didn't spend that $100 because he's going to need that shit for his attorney fees.
You talking, I would have been pissed. Bro, I would have
you going to need that $100.
At that moment in court,
fees, bro.
I would have kicked him in his leg and be like, Judge, I do not approve of this message. I have nothing to do with this random. That was the dumbest approach to defense I've ever heard in any court of law.
That was like a bad TV show.
Well, speaking of...
Kim Potter's attorney bought letters from the community. This is totally different, but I believe in the same vein. She bought letters from the community supporting Kim Potter and trying to garner sympathy for her in the courtroom from the judge.
And it worked.
So, but this motherfucker, the only avenue they had to garner sympathy was, hey, man, the man said he did it. He was hungry, all this other bullshit. They tried to play the sympathy card. I don't think it's wrong. It's not a strong defense, but what the fuck else did they have?
He shouldn't have tried to use the judge as the example.
What should he have said?
He should have said anybody other than the judge.
Who's part of the bailiff?
The judge is the only one who gets to decide whether he gets... The judge is the only one who gets to decide whether he gets bail or not. Right now, that poor boy is in jail instead of possibly having been given an opportunity to pay bail and go home. Right. But it was a very bad call. I would challenge you to find any lawyer in America that thinks that was a good idea.
I'll do that for next show. I got you.
Well, when we walked in today, I walked in on one of my favorite shows, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And I'm okay.
You walked in on the reboot.
It's my favorite of all time, to be honest with you, though.
Yeah. Me too.
It is.
I would like
this is a story all about how
my life got flipped, turned upside down.
Now, I'd like to take a second, just
sit right there.
Nobody's gonna finish.
Yeah, exactly. God damn.
Fresh Prince of 290, goddamn. Oh, you don't know it?
No, they forgot the last.
Of course I know. Right? I know. They don't know the secret.
I became a prince of a town called Bel-Air.
Look
for you. Fuck that Soul Train?
Happy?
I hate when we aren't a unit.
You said I hate it.
But so no, the reboot, excuse me, of Fresh Prince.
Rebuke.
I was
rebuking people.
Yeah, hell
Rebuke them.
I was pleasantly surprised when I saw how they flipped all of the characters. And if you think about
it, and Via, fine. I'm sorry.
No, if you really think about it, it all makes sense, right? Because some of these topics that they're dealing with now, they couldn't touch them.
Exactly.
Exactly. And not on network TV.
Yeah, you wouldn't have been able to do that.
You're selling advertising.
Right.
Actually, to that same point, like, let's even talk about that. We had a little bit of pre-show conversation. Like, you're in theater, right? And I don't think people give
don't discredit her. TV, film.
Okay.
You have
apologies. Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're full encompassing.
All the feathers in her cap.
Thespian.
All of them.
You got all the thespian.
I'm so inspired right now.
But no, I'm serious. What I mean is, I don't think people give actors and actresses enough credit for like how hard it is to really do character
embody some
work,
shit.
right? And then we talking about a classic, iconic series of characters that people, an entire generation, identify with. So, what do you think? Like, how Talk about one, how difficult that is, and what goes into that work, and then also, I would love to hear like your take on how you feel the reboot, is going.
Well, I'm a process nerd, so a lot of times when I'm watching shows, even like a reboot, sometimes I watch things that I know are going to be terrible too. Just to see like what went wrong in the process. Like Tyler Perry's stuff that doesn't work. A lot of times is like I don't know if this is still true, but I know at one point he didn't have a writer's room. So it's just like a boardroom at a bad, a brand that makes terrible advertising. Like you had a bunch of homogenous looking folks up in a room making a decision what black people think is cool.
Wow.
So if Tyler's not getting other people saying like that wig fucking sucks, that line's stupid, stop making black women look crazy, you're not giving a voice to the chance.
Why the light skinned guy always got to be the devil? I don't appreciate
and wear bad
that.
wigs.
I don't appreciate
I'll never forgive him for Shamar Moore. His wig, like,
them braids.
That. The braids.
That's still a meme. Like that's still going around.
It's never gonna not be. But
and they always love Jesus when they come save the woman. They love Jesus for some reason. They do.
And the drugs,
But Jesus is always saving them from black men. That's the part I have a problem with. No, I'm dead. Like I'm not even trying to be funny. Like that's a real part of every story. Jesus has to save the woman from the black man.
It's a cycle.
That's the full scope.
That's true shit, man. It's funny because it's true. Some of the best jokes are laced with so much truth. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, just let her answer the question.
That's a good point.
He talked more than I did. The fuck you looking at me for?
Oh, you were the last one.
Well, we started this conversation before y'all even got here.
Thank you.
Well, goddamn, shade again. This is my second time getting your back. You do it one more time, you're fucking fired.
What did you say?
I wasn't employed.
You were saying. He was talking to a boss. He was talking to a boss.
Hold on. No, but back to the process. So, your question about like the getting into character or the pressure, maybe even of big like pressure on the Will Smith character. Let's give that kid a hand because
he's off IG. He's off IG. He found him on IG.
He looked like motherfucking. I'm gonna say it again. He looks like Ronnie DeVoe from Bel-Air DeVoe.
He said he looks like his son.
He looks like they stole it.
No, he wanted to buy the kid.
Could be.
But that's pressure. But I love that. Also has to do with being a good director. Okay. Allowing that kid to find his will and like everyone bring on it. Strong writing, a strong writer's room. The Aunt Viv, like testing chemistry tests. I think she's bad. All of that chemistry that unit has, like they made some clear character decisions that they were able to find strong actors to fulfill. You have to have a blueprint. Like a commercial has a storyboard. A TV show's got to have a strong character breakdown, and they got to have some ways to like take that story places that they can find like through collaboration with the actors. The Carlton thing is like I'm so upset that we were talking about this before I got here. So back to my opinion of the show. I think it's well done and it's shot beautifully. I think it's dope. And we were talking about how black folks are mad about Carlton doing coke. I'm like, y'all don't know white folks.
Right.
Also, y'all don't know a lot of black folks.
Honestly, y'all ain't never been to a 4:00 nightclub in Chicago.
Lots of black people.
Or in after hours.
Y'all ain't been adult long enough.
Or you just ain't been to a play. Like I'm just saying, it's a lot going on.
You have no fun, do you? And I'm over here analyzing. Oh my God! Now the writing did kind of suck. He's sniffing Xanax. I mean, we don't do that unless we drink coke all day. Go on.
You sniff the Xanax after the coke.
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
I love how they modernized it.
It's relevant.
Show. And this is my first time seeing it. Was here.
It was
the first episode. Exactly.
Oh,
so I'm looking. I read some reviews of it. I plan on watching it though. I got a job. I go to at night. I go to the gym.
Wait, what?
But matter of fact, I got to work when I leave here. Be honest with you. But yeah, I ain't gonna do shit though.
Hey.
But yeah, you know what? I read a review about this, man, and it blew me. It truly blew my mind, and it's very typical of. I don't say shit white as this word of white America when they are criticizing things or critiquing things. Someone had the nerve to say that Will Smith, who produced and executive produced this, along with Westbrook Studios, they said Will Smith missed the mark on Fresh Prince. Motherfucker, how?
Wait, are you talking about the original?
On this reboot.
Bro, No, I'm making sure. I'm sorry.
That's how ridiculous it sounds.
When you said that first, that's true. That is how ridiculous it sounds. That's true, too.
Somebody said, Will Smith, who produced this one, said that he missed the mark on being Fresh Prince. How the fuck would he miss the mark on being the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
You know why?
How?
It made us look too savvy. It
Y'all
was
talk that
too
shit.
evolved. It wasn't fucking Tyler Perry dumb shit, us stumbling and bumping into shit, and it wasn't any better than Will Smith levels up on their ass so much they can't take
Have you
that
read his
sometimes.
book? Have you read his book?
I still haven't read his book.
Okay, the book is awesome.
I read like was it
Ahmad's
Variety?
actually reading the book. Real talk. We have to give Ahmad his actual credit here. Ahmad called me and one day was like, "Man, do you really read all these books?"
Oh yeah.
And I actually I had to send him a screenshot of like my actual book list, right? But I told him about the Will Smith book, and he's actually reading this one. So I had to point that out because I talk shit about him not reading ever, and it's true. But now he's reading the book. But
It's a
the
solid
book is
read.
really solid. The book is really solid,
It is.
and I'm actually slightly pivot this a little bit because also I just found it, I don't know, let's call it ironic.
Okay.
That within the same time frame that the Fresh Prince reboot pops off, Martin does a 30-year
For sure. Good transition.
Like, here's the thing. Those two dudes are tight. Let me make that clear. You know this from the Will Smith book,
Bad
right?
boys
He
for
makes
life.
it really clear. Him and Martin are really tight.
Right.
So I don't think it was unplanned. PR, full
Somebody had
on.
strategy.
'Cause
How do
Martin didn't wanna do this.
We're the
Let me be clear.
290s. We're the 290s like kings of comedy in a show,
Definitely.
particularly
The
sitcom, right?
top of the hill
The crossover.
sitcoms.
And we're old as shit now.
Yep.
And we've done the Bad Boys thing. That can only last so much longer because we're 60. So at this point, we need to reestablish our old fans, right? We need to gain some new
Rappers
fans,
doing
but
it.
reestablish our old fans. So I do think it was purposeful. I didn't see the Martin 30th thing. Did that air yet?
No, it hasn't happened.
Oh, okay, good. I don't feel bad because I always preferred Fresh Prince over Martin.
Me as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was like Martin
did
was
too.
damn near like slapstick comedy. Like
Basically.
that was a
Damn
true
near.
black
Like he dressed
sitcom.
up like a woman.
And a
Yeah,
kid.
That's when I stopped fuck with him.
And a snagger-tooth.
That's when I stopped
And a
fucking with him.
snagger-tooth security
Roscoe,
guard.
Otis.
You know what I'm talking about?
Dragonfly Jones.
Jerome.
None-
Dragonfly Jones.
Dragonfly Jones.
A non-singing mechanic. Now, let me also say, some of that shit was
Don't
funny.
you know? Don't you know?
I'm not fully hating on Martin. I'm just saying I prefer.
Learning from the masters, yo, pay punk.
But that goes to show too. It's like we're not this like.
That was my line from that shit. I'm sorry. Go ahead. When he was Dragonfly Jones said, "You got to pay me, Dragonfly. You ain't paid me in 2 months." He said, "Learning from the master is your pay, punk."
Right. I mean, Jerome was a pimp. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It was still very, but that's what I was trying to say. We like to take anything black and compare it, and it's not fair because
Exactly.
Bob
Good
Hope,
point.
who Will Smith said he wanted to have his career be like, okay. He's not the same as like a Martin Short, and this is like two different generations.
Martin
But
Short.
like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, gotcha.
why are we not allowed to have different genres? Just like they don't want us to have different shades,
The Wonder Years reboot.
I like
Did
it.
you like the original? No.
I did.
Her whole face
I like
is
both.
gone.
I did like the original though.
Well, no. My
I did,
question is,
though,
which
man.
one is better, the original or the reboot?
I got to tell you a secret.
You were on it?
No, sometimes
You
when
wrote
I get called in for shows,
What would you
and
do?
and then I see who books it, and then I'm like, oh shit, they waste my motherfucking time making me memorize all those spaces. They ain't need me. They didn't want me. I still have not finished episode 1 of that
the black
show
one?
because I'm so mad that I'm like.
Because the original was that good.
But I did used to watch the original.
The
Fred
original
Savage,
was so good.
Fred Savage, yeah, because he's an executive producer
it
on
was
this.
so good.
What
Dana,
would
can I ask you a
do
question?
if I
I
sang
mean,
out
shout out
of
to Don
tune?
Cheadle
Would
and
you
y'all, but
stand up and
the
walk
original was
out on
better.
me?
I'm sorry.
I have to ask you a question. Being a creative,
Sing you a song.
how difficult
Try
is
not
it
to
for
sing
you?
out of key. Yeah. What's that song?
No, you-
What would you do?
Yeah.
With that sing.
Bob,
Also, that was
Sure.
that Woodstock.
What was
Yeah, Bob
Wonder Years.
Seger.
Yeah.
Would you
Stand up and walk out on me.
Your voice ain't rough enough.
Was it have a little
Sing you a song and
Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready?
Go ahead.
Are you ready?
I'm attentive.
Every freaking. No, I'm sorry. Wrong song. Every freaking. No,
He went back to Martin.
Fuck it, man. Y'all ruined it.
He ruined
Yeah.
it.
All right. How hard is it to
Oh, my God.
get in and out of character as an actor? Right? Where you try to find what you think is the right play. Right? You come up in your mind, you read the script, say, oh, I have somebody in mind. I think I know what this looks like. How hard is that to find that? And then, what is it like when they don't even see that vision? on the other side of the camera?
Well, most of the time, that's the thing too about auditioning, especially in this world of virtual auditions, like self-tapes.
Virtual auditions?
Yeah, well, it's not going away.
Oh, my mom.
It's actually not going to go away because
it's easier for Hollywood. Actually, that makes a lot of
it's
sense.
cheaper in a lot of ways, and they can cast the net much wider. I'm actually
And
grateful
you can
for that.
discriminate easier too, though.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
But think about it, now you're being looked at on a little screen like this big.
Yeah,
you
don't get the energy's not the same.
You have to be like it's taught me a lot. Just again with that on camera thing, like being mindful about like how big my expressions are. I'm very demonstrative. You can't just be doing everything like this.
We didn't know. We couldn't tell.
So for if you get a really good script and the character breakdown is great, and you know that casting director called you in for a reason, because now I'm seasoned enough where like I don't distrust casting directors. I'm not like that imposter syndrome mindset where I'm like, why would she call me in for this? Or she must be seeing 100 people for this. No, she called in 5 people and you're one of them. Like, trust that. So they think you can book it and I'll make them look good. They have a job, I have a job. But the thing is like to have fun. Like in this corner of my house, I get to be stupid. I get to look at. I have this all up here for a reason.
Yeah, the Alvin Ailey poster collection, by the way. I'm gonna just shout that out.
Oh yeah, I knew you was gonna love that. I knew you was gonna love that.
Super all original dope joints.
Huge.
Love Alvin Ailey.
Huge fan. Yeah. So I look for inspiration.
Alvin Ailey can't footwork though.
Not Haley, bro. Ailey. It's literally right there. There's no H.
I don't even understand what is happening.
I know Alvin Haley.
I know Alex Haley.
Exactly. So it's three different Alex.
Haley, black folks.
You see, because it's 3 different perspectives. You know what I mean? Karen,
taking my bat and I'm going home. Karen might be
Haley's comment.
No, I'm just talking shit.
But yeah, that was back to like that process thing. It's you find your process, you have fun, no matter what. Even if it's a heavy character, you still got to find the fun, and then you have to breathe your way out of stuff too. Like the girl who's playing Mamie Till in this play is so brilliant, and I'm like concerned for her. I want to make sure that she like breathes the stuff out.
Yeah. We talked about that a little bit when Michael. What's the brother's full name?
Michael Kors.
The brother that killed himself recently. The actor.
Michael K. Williams.
Michael K. Williams. Yeah.
Michael K. Williams.
No, when he played in that series.
Lovecraft Country. That shit was cold.
That
shit was cold.
So
I love that.
But he talked about
that weekly.
He talked about
getting so emotional to the role.
Like a month or two after. Yeah, that like he had like really serious trauma playing that character. And some people talk about the fact that that's kind of what drove him back to the drugs. I mean, he had always had an addiction issue. So yeah, I guess that's what I'm wondering too is like, how do you communicate through a TV screen or a laptop? The energy, acting is really about that energy. It's about that feel. So, but you feel like the people that are doing the casting, they can see that on screen?
Well, one, it's their job. So if they're not good at that, they suck. And they're probably not getting hired by big studios and shows anymore. So that's another level like I've had to learn to trust.
Gotcha.
I'm getting called in for a reason. I'm capable. There's a process that works, and this works, so it can work. And I can book this way. I booked off a tape. And 3, I'm me. There's nobody like me. So you might be FaceTiming with your boo and you're like, God, I love talking to her. Boo. You know? I think
oh, you meant your friend.
Yo, boo. Capital B, capital O, capital O. Boo.
I did that gesture and I looked up and I had a message from someone. I was like, oh. Hold on, guys. We're going to have to wrap this up.
Bruh, slow down, bruh.
Comes to life. No matter... You're you no matter if it's a little box this big or if you're on stage.
That's dope.
And you got to understand that you are the magic.
Yes.
Right.
Everybody knows you're the magic if you know that you're the magic, right?
It is. As we already know, it's Black History Month. It's the month the white man gave us to celebrate us, which is
65.
Which is really fucked up, though. They put it on the fucking calendar, and said it's American. So I just phrase it that way. But there's nothing wrong with being black. I love being black every day of every month and every month of every year. And I think if there's one person on this earth that don't get their just due, it's black women. And we are honored to have you here as a black woman in this space. So I would like to ask you,
this message.
What's the thing you love most about being, I know it can be hard from hearing stories. I've never been in this business, but I know it can be hard. What is the thing you love most about being a black woman in this space you're in these 7 spaces you're in?
That I get to surprise people all the time. It's like they do that to us. Like we can fall into the trap, but you do not get to put me in a box as a black woman. The minute you think you've got me figured out, I'm like, I'm going to write a poetry book and drop an album. And then you got used to me on that microphone. I was like, wait a minute. I'm actually not afraid of my voice anymore. You know what? I'm going to do a TED Talk. And I'm going to cuss you white bitches out really, really cleanly. You know, you don't even know I'm doing it. Right. You know what I mean? Like, I get to surprise them all the time. Dope. And like that, to me, now that I'm past my own imposter syndrome, is like what keeps me going. Imposter
syndrome.
Yeah, it's a real damn thing.
So maybe give a little bit more context for like how it plays out for particularly maybe women or black women or the context that you want to put it in. But how does that play out in the acting space?
Well,
or in the arts space? In
the arts, you're going to think your work's not good enough. You know, it's like.
Yeah, these are dope, by the way. I meant to say
this
that
is actually mine. This is Steve Bravo, who actually is local.
You did this?
Yeah, I did this back
mixed
in
media, right?
95, mixed media. That was I was obsessed with the World Trade Center when I was a kid. We used to go down there and see concerts.
Shit. Right. Oh, that's
and
crazy.
There's like little subliminal messages in there.
Yeah, I see that. I see that
so
now.
Great comeback.
Yeah. Get your fucking finger off of it.
Chicagoland.
You need some Windex.
Cuss me one more time. Watch me slap. Like Juwan Howard did.
Hey y'all, relax, okay?
Yeah, thanks. Look at that.
And some great. These are dope.
Yeah, these are actually pretty good.
It's called Nothing Can Stop Us. There's a piece of that says in there.
That's cool as hell. Absolutely.
Yeah, but that's like the kind of thing, you know, you zone out and you start doing stuff like that.
Yeah,
but when I get writer's block, I make stuff.
Yeah,
like
but
that.
see, that's to me, it's like you get into your Rain Man shit, right? You just
you love saying that shit too.
Because I
Rain
do that.
Man shit and nuance.
Like I found myself like for real, no bullshit. I found myself staying up sometimes 32, 48 hours straight, right? Because I'm just zoning, and I may jump in the group text, right? No, it is for my brain, right? This is not how my brain works. Though. I'll be fine. I got enough time.
All right.
But I'll text them, right? There's no response. It's like, fuck it. I'm still going. Right?
That's why you did it.
No, it's not though. It's
you didn't have any feedback.
But it's not though, right? So within all that madness and all shit that goes on in my mind, there's something that hits, right? And then it makes sense. And then you just build on it. And
this boy's stupid down here, man.
No. See, stop laughing. I
was trying hard to think of one moment where that was a true thing. And I just couldn't.
Wow.
I was like, let me find a way to follow up on what he said. It was like, yeah, that's right. That happened. It's blank as shit. I'm sorry.
Richie Valens ass socks, boy. Bomber socks. Get up out of here. He got the socks on though.
Oh, La Bamba.
That shit is trash, bro.
La Bamba was dope.
Can I live? That's all. Can I live?
Let's let him be great, guys.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I mean, at the end of the day, let me live. Okay, please.
Back to
He said, please.
Go back. Do Amen.
Go to cry. You see it? You wouldn't cast me. Don't worry about it. So before we wrap up, I had a question. It was brought to my attention, and I thought this was kind of dope. And I want y'all to all think about this answer before you give it, especially you and you. Okay,
that's everybody.
Everybody, right?
That's everybody.
But basically him. Okay. First of all, you think you Rain Man and you radio. Let me start there. Second of all, I'm convinced that Abasi just bought a policeman's uniform so he can walk around and carry a gun. So if we gonna go with specialties, I got some specialties of my own.
We ain't talking about no freaky handcuffs, no whips and chains and cattails, brother. You know what I'm saying? No, sir.
Okay.
Your specialties. You know what I'm saying?
So I would like to know, as we're wrapping up this Black History Month, right, and all the amazing things that are happening in Chicago, I would like to know from everybody: do you prefer to be called Black American or African American?
Oh, that's easy, bro. I mean,
I'm gonna go last because I'm the.
You know what? Well, you want to go? If you want to, you can go first. Well, not I'll go.
Yeah, you definitely.
I was giving a race call. White Peach.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, ladies first.
No, okay.
Get into your bag.
Hey, what's her name? Okay, no, I didn't mean Queen Latifah sang the song. It's a comedian who did it.
And wasn't Queen Latifah though. It was Queen Latifah.
Just call me. I'm kind of starting to get over that, and I think it's probably I should care more, but I'm starting to just not care and just be like, stop all the fluffy shit. You're gonna change it again anyway. Just call me black. This color, like, it's starting to get kind of old for me.
That's a really good question, though.
It is a great question because it's a question like I'm 43.
Me too.
So we're starting to move probably into there's going to be something else now that's going to be the way to say it.
Right.
For like my daughter's age group or maybe like
for Generation
Black
Y.
by way of African.
Absolutely.
They're going to find
Black
something
by
new.
way of African.
Like a boxing
Because
match.
they're into this thing of like they think they're being so inclusive and they're so mindful and
Really
they're
fucking
using
shit
more
up.
pronouns and there's going to be something else.
Although
It's
it
really
is
more divisive.
African Americans or black people, whichever one you identify as, it is us who have been driving the term war for that, right? Like,
have we?
Well, we started fighting. No.
I need you to hold on. I need you to hold that thought. I need you to hold that thought.
Read it? Okay.
No.
The question?
I want you to answer
for
last. Yeah, I want you to answer last.
Okay.
Well, you know what? All I was raised on was, being black. Because when I was a child, I was a black child. I was a black. I was Tamir Rice. You know what I'm saying? When I was a teenager, I was Trayvon Martin. I'm grown now. I'm George Floyd. All I've known was black. My family taught me black is beautiful, black is bold.
Right.
You're black, own it. The world taught me, hey, black is bad. Black is bad. Black is viewed differently. Blacks, you are held to a different standard. When I think about black identifies. Black really is how they describe a race, like, skin tone, hair texture, things like that.
It's a color.
When people say African American, my memory serves me correctly, is usually, and this is weird too, is usually connected to people describing where they're from, a region, how they identify, you know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
And this is weird because it's so divisive somehow, but I played ball in Germany, okay? And the black people over there didn't call themselves African American. They were black. They called themselves black. They only call themselves black Canadians. They didn't say black Australians. They didn't say black anything, you know what I'm saying? They just said black, you know what I'm saying? So, look here. When calling me black or identifying as black gets me into the smoke-filled room with the big wigs, call me black. When it gets me ahead in school, when it gets me ahead financially, when it gets me ahead and gets me benefits in life, call me black. If not, stop putting so much emphasis on it. If getting called African American gets me in the door, gets me a seat at the table, then call me fucking African American. Until then, y'all stop putting all this emphasis on shit that's not super important. Like Dana was saying, she's so fucking over, man. Just don't fucking disrespect me.
Why you so
How about
angry?
that?
Bam.
No, that was he's positive.
Somebody call you African American recently? Like, you
First of all,
upset
that man
the
called me
motherfucker.
a black nigga monkey gorilla bitch. I told y'all that. Don't call me that shit.
Somebody called me that.
See that?
I had
He did say
a
that.
Nigerian man call me a nigger bitch.
Nigerian man's crazy. Nigerian man's crazy.
He said, "You black ass, ungrateful ass, trifling ass nigga."
That's a lot of what?
Yes,
So
he did.
I was
I wish
gonna
I
say
still had
that.
that
Did you still
voicemail.
on him?
She said voicemail. Like, this is
I kept it for as long as I
Let's go
could.
find this dude.
oh God! Wait,
Show him what DNA is about.
But I think what's really interesting about that whole thing, and one I do agree with
The
your
whole
point.
thing.
Come on, you reach it. But is the fact that so Abasi has an African name. He got a whole African continent on his hat.
Facts.
Right? I have an African name. Nobody would imagine I'm black until I start talking. Right? So what's super interesting
You ain't got
to
to
me
say about my African name?
who cares about
I'm saying, no. But I'm just saying, like, don't just do that. Do yourself.
Well, I was referencing my
no.
conversation.
Go down the panel, man.
She ain't doing nothing over here.
Go down the panel, man.
I was referencing my comment to his comment, which is why I didn't include you.
All right, yeah, shit. I need answers.
Radio. Anyway.
That's
I'm
funny.
sorry, that was not PC.
Yeah.
That's not.
No, that's funny. That's a movie. That's a movie. That's a movie.
Yes, those are big pop
It's an
culture
actual
for
reference.
us.
Yeah.
It's a terrible movie. It's a movie.
But my
radio.
point about real talk is so the concept comes from the fact that we didn't identify the term. We were nigger, right?
Right.
Was
DR.
not a term we chose.
RDR. Yep.
And then as the political spectrum started to shift, they thought colored was a better approach.
Which is worse.
First actually
Trash.
was Negro.
Yeah.
First it was Negro.
Because they would say Negro on NBC,
Which is basically
ABC.
Latin for nigga.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Then you get to colored because that word itself has had too much. Okay, colored, right?
It
So what
takes
are
a
y'all?
negative
We color-
connotation
we
out
color-
of it.
What the fuck are y'all?
But so I'm saying, but that
Pale.
was a part of an initiative by black people. That wasn't white people who said you guys could. That was black people saying we don't want to be called Negro anymore. So black people started that's why the NAACP is the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. White people didn't start that organization. Then You get to the 60s and 70s, and now we want to be Afro, not African,
right?
Afro-American.
Start getting some wokeness. Okay, I get it.
Right?
That's nigga shit.
And then you say, well, Afro is a hairstyle. We get to the 80s, 90s, we want to be African-American. The reason why people are accepting black, and I think this is the mark I use to answer your original question, I use African-American because I do feel like Italian-American, Polish-American, Ukrainian-American, Russian-American, Mexican-American, Puerto Rican-American. Everybody has a origin. I use African-American. I use African-American. Agreed, but we know we don't have access to our original history. We know we from Africa.
So we latched onto what we could.
It's impossible to say if I'm from... You can do the dumbass $500 Ancestry.com shit, but that ain't actually going to tell you nothing either. Right?
My dad was so hurt when that shit came back.
Me too. It's a lot of white.
A lot of white.
Our race has been pillaged, bro.
My father bought it for us for Christmas. He's a director, so think about the theatrics and that shit. But and he don't even celebrate Christmas. but no. So the reason I use African American is because I do feel like it's important to know that we have a origin beyond. Black was created in America,
right?
And so that I do think, but. You listen to Ta-Nehisi Coates. You listen to a lot of the scholars of today.
Tupac. And
what they are saying is the reason why they use black is because black is the experience of being African-American in America, right? And to your point about the international piece, you can be, African. You can be from fucking Senegal. So I know I'm from Senegal. All my 3 grandfathers is from Senegal. But in Britain, we black. We black. So I think that's the part. I think the reason why people are saying that black is the way to go is because it describes the experience, not just the origin.
That's dope.
I like
that's
that.
why I see the world black and white, to be honest with you. Like, it's really dead ass.
Kung Fu fucking Jones shit.
No.
Kung Fu Negro.
Kung Fu African.
Because all that shit you just said, the world is black and white. And it's what you do with it on both sides.
Politics of it is, yep.
That's all I'm saying.
You're right. I
right?
the joke too.
That's why they do that on the census with now you see it's like white, non-Hispanic.
Yeah.
It's like when I started seeing that it's grown.
Well, no, first you have to answer the race question.
True.
Yep.
And then you answer the ethnicity question.
Yes.
And again, not Hispanic, not Latino is an indication. Why doesn't it say not African?
It's weird.
Yeah, and I've seen now more that they've added a checkbox for Afro-Caribbean when I didn't used to see that. They've added more boxes to that whole span of identifying them. It's very divisive.
It is. It should be like, do you pee standing up or sitting down?
Right, just corny.
They can't ask that anymore.
Right.
I know, I'm joking.
Do you get sunburned easy or not?
Right, exactly.
I do.
Dana, can you tell everybody where they can reach you at if they're looking for you?
And the production. Please tell us about the production.
Okay. So the show is this weekend at the DuSable, 7 p.m. Saturday.
A place everybody should go visit. Our young black kids should go visit.
February 26th, because this show doesn't air right now.
It's the whole weekend. The whole weekend.
Yeah.
And then there's a community show Sunday, 3 p.m. at the DuSable. The DuSable it's so dope. The Harold Washington wing is just incredible.
55th Cottage Grove.
And look for more around that. There's other things coming up with Trial in the Delta that I can't talk about yet.
Sure. What else do you have coming up that we need to know about? I want to know about you.
My TED Talk is now live. I did a TEDx called Wow. They named it for me. Can you tell? They tried to write it for me and I went black woman on them. It's called A More Equitable and Inclusive Society Begins With You.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
So that's live on the TEDx YouTube, and my socials are all at They Call Me DNA. I'm Dana Nicole Anderson.
I love the DNA.
Yeah, that's pretty slick.
It just happened, right?
I'm mad because I was going to use DNA as a part of my logo for my business, and now I can't. But.
The double helix is mine. Sorry, I own that.
Yeah, you got that. I'm not gonna.
And my website is my hub for all the things that I do, all the hats that I wear. I finally found a way to represent myself.
There you go.
And that site is DanaNAnderson.com.
There you go. Do you have like a special director's outfit you gonna rock for the show?
I can't take it no more.
For real though.
Show shit.
I wear a lot of black, and I wear a lot of like small business, women-owned designs. So I'll probably be wearing something by Rock and Karma.
That's dope. I mean, shit. Let's talk to
Carter?
him. Let's talk to him.
Don't we need to?
Oh, we should hook you up with Alex Carter.
Yes.
Yeah. She was on Project Runway. She was
Please
like
do.
third. Yeah, she's good.
Yeah,
People.
I like to
She's
support
got
small
great style.
business.
She styles Chance and No Name and all
She
that.
didn't style us.
Yeah.
Well, maybe she can style me, and then she can style us because I'm gonna get employed or something like
You
that.
goddamn right. I ain't forgot. I ain't fucking forgot.
Or, that's how we feel because we're employed or something like that. Yeah, exactly.
Profits are up. Checks is getting cut. Man, it's the Corner Combo, episode 88.
Well, who was famous for number
Give me
88?
one. Give me
That
one.
was just like
Him and
88.
Xanax in the back in the locker room.
All right. 88 was a good
Him
year.
and Carlton.
Yeah. I'm very happy on that show. I like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reboot so far. A lot of dark skin.
We on the corner.
We didn't talk about the Kanye West documentary, which is most phenomenal.
It's not over yet. It's not over yet.
Oh, we gonna wait till
It's 4 parts. It's 4 parts.
I was finna serve. I was finna serve the 1 hour basketball.